Good morning, Soul Rebels. I apologize for being a few minutes late for the hottest date in the universe to be with the Supreme Beloved with all of you, who is also the Supreme Beloved. Don't underestimate your true worth. You're pure gold. You're pure spirit. So we got to be careful of that trickster of the mind that just belittles ourselves and puts us in a box and puts a story in our brains that we just can't get out of. But it's not our fault. It's not our fault whatsoever. It is the great delusion's fault, the great trickster's fault, right? So please understand this, that when we came in as little babies, we came under a great hypnosis and we were kind of glued to the ignorance that goes with that. And if you're glued to the ignorance that goes with being in a human form, then you have no clue because you're glued. Whoa, wow. Okay. So, having said all that, we are going to jump right in. Is there any other way? I do believe I see that there's 5 people here, and I have the chat on, and there's no blocking you out because I had this, and I'd have to approve you, accept you. So anyway, why don't you say hi? Love, peace. All right. I just can't wait. Oh Lord, we just can't wait to see you. We keep stumbling around down here. Oh Lord, we just can't wait to see you. We keep stumbling around down here. So lift us up. Can you bring us back home today? Lord, lift us up. Can you bring us back home today? 'Cause we just can't wait to see you. We just want to be with you. We know you're throwing a party, and we just want to party with you. As we approach this divine thing, this presence, all this spiritual rap stuff that you hear about, and truth that you are told that there's just this truth and all of that, as we approach it, whether you're still doubtful, whether you accept some, whether you accept all, whatever, that's exactly what we're going to get in return. God can only give you what you are open to receive. you know Breathe my love, breathe my love, breathe in your quiet center. Receive my love. Receive my love. I am your cosmic beloved. And your separation from God is the hardest work in this world. Your separation from God is the hardest work in this world. If you want to know what's hard work, keep believing in your story. Keep believing in the things that limit you from going full on to the Supreme. Full on in giving everything back to God. Full on, right? Be aware of what keeping you held back, right? Because that separation is the hardest work in the world. So then Hafiz goes on to say, so just sit here now, be still. Just sit here now, don't move. Just sit here now, be still, and receive my love and light. Receive my love and light. Breathe in your quiet center, my dear. Forget this world. It's too hard to think of this world. It's too hard to think of your aches and pains. This is an ill world, fleeting and false. We all have tremendous earth aches of all kinds. It's part of the mystery, okay? It's part of the whole deal. So now we're just trying to, even just a little bit, to have our mind more on the divine than the big deal. right? Just a little bit. And hopefully we get more and more, entrenched in one thing. Lord, I just can't wait to see you. Lord, I just want to be with you. Lord, I need you. You are here with me now. I am with you. All that good stuff. Good morning, Jen Fitting. Love. She just puts the heart up there. She's smart. She's a smart soul right there. Mickey, hello. Love you all. Many hugs to you, Mick. And Lisa and Jim. In very happy, very settled, great place in Ashland, Oregon. So cool. Love you all. But I told Trish before I came on this morning, I don't know, maybe I'm just in a great state of mind. I'm in a soul state of mind, not a New York or Georgia or whatever state of mind. I'm in a soul state of mind, and I told her, I said, everyone needs to be on this stream this morning. Everyone really needs to pay close attention to what we're going to talk about this morning. Really, really, really important. So thank you. Very powerful, very fearless are you to be here, sitting here right now. But this is about the ratio. Where there's Lisa, Jim is 2, Mickey's 3, and Jen Fitting's 4, at least showing on the screen here. That's about the ratio from the billions of people on the souls completely lost and completely desperately seeking something. And if they're seeking is outwardly and they're seeking outwardly, they're going to come up so short, and it's going to be very painful, and it's the hardest work in the world, and they're never going to be satisfied. And that's about the ratio. Maybe 3 or 4 people on the earth today. Count them. We've been on that verse for a while, right? All those that seek me, only one gets interested in me, and the ones that are interested in me, only one that really finds me, right? No, I think it goes about of the millions of people. There's just a few that seek me, and out of those few that seek me, only one finds me as I really am. Or the millions that seek me, only one finds me as I really am. All right. So we're on page 697. We are on verses 21, 22. And we're talking about how important it is to how you think about all this. What your vision is. Your vision. Oh, yeah, you're going to the market today. You're going to do this. You're going to call so-and-so. You're going to call someone from your family. You're going to do that. That's a vision. Sure, that's wonderful. But it has nothing to do with anything that's really, really important. But I know, you could argue to the nth degree, it is important. Family is really important. Well, it's really important to teach you one thing, that your family can't make you happy, that your family isn't the end all. In fact, it's probably one of the biggest obstacles we have, because we all buy into each other's limitations over and over. And we're so afraid, if we do come into some realization, to say anything to anybody. And don't ever talk politics. Right? So let's just put it all aside. I saw a little clip on Sunday. Some minister around here was on the internet, and I liked him. He is bald, like me, but he also had a calm, beautiful energy. I only watched for 2 minutes, and he was telling the story of Moses and how God had tested Moses over and over again and kept making him surrender things. And Moses, he had a staff, and he was out, he always carried the staff. He loved his staff, and it did wonderful things. It helped herd the sheep and all kinds of cool stuff, right? And then God says, hey, one day, Moses, what do you got in your hand? And Moses says, it's the staff. It's the staff, Lord. It's my staff, Lord. And the Lord said, Moses, I want it. I want it. Give it to me. So whatever you're holding precious onto, kids, it's time to give it to God. He wants it all, especially your mind thinking, especially your story, especially you buying into your limitations and feeling that's it. I stop right there. I'm so afraid because of fear. Whatever, So we are on, well, how important is it to worship the truth? How important is it to worship Jesus? If you're a Jesus fan or a Krishna fan, right? Or Divine Mother, whatever. How important is it? And how do I go about it? And where is it on a scale 1 to 10 in my heart? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Where is all that, right? Well, we're gonna hear again how important it is, how we are with ourselves is what the universe going to give back to us. How we are with God is how God can only respond and give you in exact measure. You get out of the spiritual life what you put into it. And if you're still kind of holding back, then that means we've closed up a lot of areas that the Lord just wants to say, would you give me that, please? I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Would you give me that idea you have? Would you give me that you think you're broken in this way and that way, and you got to go about this way, but you're doing it yourself? Will you give me that? Will you give me that the way that you think about things? I'll tell you one thing every human being is really good at opinions. Oh, especially in family life, opinions, man. In fact, I think I grew up in a family when I said, I don't know, I don't care, I never cared about politics and everything. I don't care. Well, you have to have an opinion about that. What is it? And of course, if it wasn't in line with them, then they would, go on to a big lecture about, how wrong it was. Anyway, so you got me, right? So we're on page 697 in those verses 21, 22, and we left off about how a devotee is going to get a heart call one way or the other, or no heart call, and what you're going to get in turn is whatever is put out from that heart, a heart that's numb, a heart that is still kind of worried and in fear and questioning everything you do, everything you say, even to God you might question, right? Or it's a true heart call that includes all of you being called out to God, all of you just surrendering into the light. I was walking along one of the trails here just the other day, and every day I do with the dogs, and I was just feeling so good. And I'm walking, and it's such a beautiful day, and I had my arms up. No one was on the trail, and the two doodles and it's gorgeous leaves falling on colors. Oh my God. And I opened my arms and said, Lord, this is the light. This is you. I just closed my eyes and we walked, just commingling in the light. Things like that. This is what this section that we're going to be talking about is all about. We've got to be so creative, so fearless now in our approach to God today, right now, as you sit here. What are you in your head thinking? What I'm saying? Don't love what the vibration, love the vibration, love the vibration, and love what's inside of you. And you're going to get the gist of what we're talking about, right? But not if you're thinking. So I just want to repeat the last paragraph that we talked about last week. Any devotee who fervently worshiping God, any of us, fervently worshiping God in the form of Jesus Christ, the Holy Mother, Saint Francis, Babaji, Larry Mahashai, you add to the list if you want to, or any saint or true guru. And fervently worshiping either mentally or before an image or picture, may see that form first in vision, and then by deeper spiritual advancement as a materialized being, living and talking. On a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of your heart, does that mean anything to you? No, wrong. See, look at the opinion you might have of yourself. Why is he asking me that? None of his business. Just look at the opinion you have about it, though. Because if there's an opinion there, then there's a limitation in that opinion. Because opinion means kind of that, right? You have opinion. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? But the truth is quiet. The truth is calm. The truth is all in. The truth of your soul. The true heart call. The true devotee. That's what we're striving to be, true devotees. So this is where we start today. Any devotee who ardently meditates on the picture or form of a true guru or any other master becomes attuned to him, imbibing his qualities, and ultimately feels in that saint the presence of God. So if pictures just become pictures, I mean, I got the thing of Christ and Krishna walk in the blue lake right here, big old painting. custom made from India. We had it up at the Soul for many years in the Unity room. Yeah, and I get blind to it. I walk in here, but I think I got something in my heart though. So I don't really see these outer things so much. I feel what's in here. So I do walk in my room, and there's a feeling in my heart with God's presence. But if I just wanted to, I could just sit in front of this picture. You can sit in front of your holy pictures and now have a whole new opening. Because the hardest work is not to have some kind of a little kind of a buzz to that picture, to that master. And it doesn't have to be that picture. You could have it in her and Divine Mother in your heart. And it's all as well. But we don't want to go numb to this omnipresence of the divine loving presence, right? We don't want to go numb to it. We don't want to be too busy in our minds with our other opinions and our other priorities, right? To please people and do what the tradition of earth delusion, ignorance, life does. Okay? As people can talk back and forth over the radio by tuning in, so a devotee may tune in with any saint and may see him televised in the crystal sphere of the spiritual eye. Ding! What channel are you going to right here? Who do you want to see? Christ? Ooh, beautiful light, beautiful light. Beautiful lover, beautiful lover, beautiful lover, beautiful lover. Huh? What do you want to see up here? Divine Mother's face? I'm gonna share you a poem from Yogananda in Songs of the Soul, my cosmic mother's face, in just a second, to show you what someone who's, quite along the journey, along the path, but in some ways you might think, well, I'm way back here and he's way up there. No, he's with you and in you. You're the one that says he's there and I'm back here. That's the part of your brain and story that's got to go into the sacred fire today, right? Because you want to see some TV, you want to see televised up here, whatever's in your heart that you're worshiping, that you're loving, right? Krishna, oh, he's a stealer of hearts. How beautiful is Krishna? They say once you saw Krishna, you could never take your eyes off of it. So beautiful, right? So how do we cultivate that? We need to just get in and do it, and don't ask so many questions about it. How do I do it? Because right away you give all your power. Ask your soul. Your soul is saying, I got all the answers for you. Ask your soul. Because you may see that soul televised in the crystal sphere of the spiritual life. That is what is implied in this stanza of the Bhagavad Gita. Elsewhere it says, in whatever way people are devoted to me, in that measure, according to their desire, understanding, and mode of worship, according to your desire around all this, your understanding around this, and your mode of worship around this, I manifest myself to them. So if you're taking the limitation route, if you're taking kind of the fear, kind of going, stepping back to cha-cha, one step forward, two steps back because of some fear and caution, right? You're going to get that. The life's going to present circumstances that are going to give you more of that. Isn't that crazy? Because the I am presence is going to give to you, give you the infinite, it give you the joy undescribable today, the happiness, or it can give you the downside of that we're all used to and we're all so numb to, and that's why the world's going berserko. But it go more berserko to teach us these lessons. It's going to go so berserko until you stop going berserko about the world and have new fantasies, more concerned about the televised beautiful realizations at your spiritual eye center. It will be more berserko until you stop being berserko like it. After all, the omnipresent God knows all his true devotees, no matter in what form they love him. Christ said, are not two sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father? If God's omniscience is aware of the small sparrow, how much more deeply is he cognizant of his true lovers? You know, that one I love you that comes from the deepest heart space of you is worth thousands of words, thousands of your, you know, kind of controlling your spiritual life. You're believing in how you see your spiritual life. You believing in the thoughts you have about it. Give them that. You know, that thing you don't want to give, that's the thing you need to give. The thing that you feel cautious about and a little bit afraid about because you have it all figured out, that's what you got to give. He's not, you know, you don't have to go to, then your story will say, well, that's got to go. You got to give it all. The omniscient alone who knows the hearts of his children answers their prayers in many ways. Devotion shown to God always evokes some form of plain or mysterious response. No true devotee is ignored by God. Can you imagine the maker of heaven and earth he will respond to you today if you're really sincere and devoted today, or at any given moment. Maybe it's just 4 or 5 minutes. Then you can really, really, truly go even deeper than believing that you are being heard, that there is a response, a loving response from the loving presence, from the king of the universe, the queen of all that is, responding to you, my dear, not to somebody else, to you, to you. You have a direct, instantaneous guarantee that God is with you right now. The 100% guarantee, the only guarantee you have, that 100% God is in you. All right. So I just want to read to you that this poem that I pulled up from Google, because I didn't bring the book. I can't believe I didn't bring the Song of the Soul from California. How could I leave home without that? And but everything's on the Google right now. So I just Googled the poem of Yogananda, bang, it came up. And it's called My Cosmic Mother's Face. Now here's just an example. Why do you have a teacher? Why do you have these examples, these spiritual giants, you know? Your soul is a great Mahatma, is a giant. So you have it within yourself. That's why I'm saying to be opinionated about something, to go the worldly way and completely be numb to this truth. We got to lay it all on. We got to just surrender today. We have to give it all back to today, right? Just it's like going into a cold body of water. Make up your mind, it's warm bath, and jump in, and continue to say, "This is warm. This is so fun." Or you can put a foot in and go, too cold for me. Out of here. So this is called My Cosmic Mother's Face, and I'm going to give it a go because I haven't sang this in a while, but I was thinking, why not? I'll give it a go. All right. Now this is a way that Yogananda, his vision and his passion, for putting everything into what is the real and leaving alone the unreal. Right. My Cosmic Mother's Face. Fairy dream faces. It's a long poem. Like fresh flowers may bloom in the vase of my gaze for my soul to see. But the face that vanished behind space cannot be replaced by any of these. I don't think I've ever sang this song to anybody. There are faces of transcendent beauty, faces of exquisite charm, faces tender and true. There are faces of sweetness and wisdom, but there's none like the face of you. He just okay. There are faces. No. I'm going to read this part. There are faces tainted by fires of lust. Faces the wise cannot fathom, faces a child cannot trust. There are faces of beauty steeped in glory, through and through. But oh, cosmic mother, they are dim beside you. There's the violet, the lily, the lotus, the rose. Fragrant flower faces blooming under the snows. There are faces of stars and the moon and the sun. But for me, there's one face evermore, only one. After my search through aeons unnumbered. That's how long we've been down here, kids. The never-ceasing streamlets of my dreams have melted in thy silver ocean face, where smiling love forever softly gleams. I love the words, Master. Softly gleams. Gleams. It's a word you don't usually hear. Count the silver rays of living beauty have melted into one transcendent grace, the beauties of a million ages, to make at last thine omnipresent face. Without thy face, there is no light for me. In all the unplumbed depths of land or sea, thy great beauty rays are rainbowed over all eternity. Thy beauty rays are rainbowed over all eternity, while planets rise and fall. On the lips of laughter, on roses in the dawn, it is thy smile forever glowing there. An immortelle of glory, heavenly sweet, with fragrance of unceasing, selfless prayer. These are some lines I just truly adore. On the calm lake of my breathless bosom, where riplets of desire no more play little games like children. The glimmer of thy face is spreading o'er. In the cleansed mirror of my memory, listen to this line, in the deep crystal pool that is my heart, I see thine omnipresence trapped for me of my own self, forevermore apart. Her omnipresence, I see forever a part of me, forever a part of me. As I awakening pass through gates of light, thy wisdom face is all my soul can see. Faded the pale pleasure stars of dream skies in the omniscient light, enfolding thee. My vision, withdrawn from viewing pulsating centuries, throws its countless eyes within to search eternity. And all I seek, O cosmic mother, all I crave forever. And all I seek, O cosmic mother, all I crave forever is the light of one face, the face of thee. That's what we're talking about. You got a problem with any of that? Burn it. You think you're not capable of that? Burn. That's what you're holding on to. right? Doesn't seem possible to you. That's him. This is you. Burn it. She clinging to, give it back. God saying, I know what's in you. I know every time we get our opinions going. But every time we get our little earth, rationale, even though we're getting older and we know we don't have that many maybe days, weeks, months, years left, we still buy into this delusion. You don't have time for it now. Ask Mickey Light. Ask Sean's wife. Ask Sean. He's gone. He went to the other side. And I'll tell you, it's been a happy celebration because I choose to be happy and celebrating with Sean. I can let the world grieve. You be happy in the true state of things. How's that? The bliss state of things. Look past your thoughts, says Rumi. Look past your thoughts so you can drink the pure nectar. So you can drink the pure nectar. In this moment, drink, drink, drink the pure nectar. Drink, drink, drink the bliss. Drink, drink, drink the bliss in this moment. Okay, look past the world. Look past your mind. Look past the story. Look past your house. Look past. Walk on the paths of life, embraced and commingling with the light. We're going to get there. All right. Woo! Because we're going to be looking at new television here. Televised here is, and it is. Whatever's in your heart is being televised here. If you're in a limited mortal state of mind, that's all you can see. If you're in a soul state of mind, that's what you see. If you're in a happy state of mind, Master says, if you have happiness, no one can take that happiness away. But if you choose not to be happy, no one can make you happy. No one can convince you of this unless you want to be convinced of this, right? So that's when you learn as a wise devotee just to shut up when people close down. You can see it in their eyes instantly. You can feel it in their aura. And just don't even approach them. They're shut down for temporary, okay? Just leave them alone. And be the light that you want to see in them. Be the change you want to see in them. And that will be the greatest gift that you can give them. How's that? So we don't criticize family. We don't even make an opinion about family. We love them. But we have to follow the truth. We don't have time anymore to mess around. We don't have time anymore for our excuses. We don't have time anymore for procrastination. Just a bunch of lies, and we don't compromise. Just a bunch of lies, and we don't compromise. So we're going back to the place where we have come from. We're going back to the place where we really belong. And we're going back home to our soul magnificence. We're going back home to our soul magnificent. This is my way of worship, man. Take poems from Yogananda, words from the truth, as best as you know the truth of any great master that really moves you to a soul state of mind, and make it real for you. Memorize it. Write about it. Walk with it. Write cards, put it in your pocket, whatever, on your phone to remember it. Little quotes. But please, my dears, just don't walk around this hellhole today with your mind occupied on the hellhole and your opinions flying, this and that, stuff hitting the fan. Please don't even look there. Look within. Look and see if you can see that beautiful face of the cosmic mother televised right here, or the divine lover in your heart. right? What does she look like? What does he look like? The divine lover, the beloved. Have you gotta try to create who she is, and he is what it looks like. Because the more detail you can add to these, the more you're going to receive that exactly in kind through how you create these visions. So in whatever way people are devoted to me, in that measure, according to their desire, understanding, and mode of worship, I manifest myself to them. However, shallow seekers who worship astral deities for the fulfillment of desires do not realize that it is God who will fulfill their wishes through the instrumentality of the divine beings. The Lord is consciously present in all higher beings and in the devotees. See, we don't want to just shoot too low. You know, they say shoot for the stars and you might hit the top of the trees, right? But look at how we do that with our own life. If we're at all in anxiety, if we're all feel like we can't overcome something, and this and that, and on and on and on, we've got to burn that story and start a whole new, fresh page of fearlessness, of we don't have time, last day kind of mentality, right? The Lord is consciously present in the higher beings and in their devotees. It is He, and He alone, who is, here's the title of our, you might have said, what is that title this morning? CHINTAMANI. CHINTAMANI. Isn't that a beautiful name? I wanted to name our studio at one time, CHINTAMANI. What does it mean? The jewel that grants all desires. So CHINTAMANI to all of you. May all your soul desires be fulfilled and all the other ones, blocked. And God saying, we got a block and give it to me so I can grant you your soul desires. Give the blocks to me. Okay, so that finished, believe it or not, verses 21, 22. Okay, so we're moving on now to page 698 to verse 23. It gets better. How are we all doing? How are we all doing here? I want to see. Okay. But men and women of scant knowledge, worshiping lesser gods, receive limited results. See, we get so frustrated because we want good results, but we're still thinking in limited ways. That's called frustration. That leads to resentment. And that leads to trouble in River City. Here's what Yogananda says, though. God is in you. God is everything, everyone, everywhere. God is everything, everyone, everywhere. This is what Narayan just sparked in me. God is everything, everyone, everywhere. God is everything, everyone, everywhere. So relax, let go, baby. God is you. I got a song for you, Narayan. So relax, let go, because baby, God is you. This is how the song started. You just got to get over it. Get over it. And you, each of us, in our own hearts, know what we got to get over. You just got to get over it. Get over it and relax. Let go, because baby, God is you. Relax, let go, because baby, God is you. Thank you, Narayan. Those who adore the starry dream beings shining by a little borrowed light of my omnipresence, just borrowed light from God's omnipresence, the Supreme Spirit's omnipresence, fail to perceive my subtle luminescence spread everywhere. Right now, I see the great light of God. Yogananda's poem. Another one. Just now, A vision. This is I'm singing these kind of songs to you today because maybe it will trigger something, maybe it will activate something, maybe it will help wake up something, and then go crazy, creative, God drunk today. To start to vision exactly, in these steps, like you have soul. Make that find out what soul looks like, smells like, feels like to you, and get visioning in your soul. Divine Mother, I just gave you a perfect example. Get busy. Then you have Krishna, the love force, at your third. Krishna, get busy. You have the beloved in your heart center. That lover, divine lover. Let's begin heaven, just you and me. As you love me, I love you too. We're loving all the time. The divine lover. Get busy today. Start that. Start that. Get that vision going. Get. What does she look like? What does he look like? What is it? That divine lover. And then you have the masters. I go with them. I know. I've always saw them, or not always, but it's evolved to in the green pastures. They're going to lay me down in green pastures. We're going to be by still waters. There's going to be no problems. They're going to take me to the land beyond my dreams. So that's what I'm visioning up. And guess what? That's what I'm feeling. And then the cosmic energy of the Om. Come on. What? Niagara Falls coming through your medulla, and the great light. And here's the song for the great light. Right now, it's Yogananda's perception, but it might trigger something for us to get started, so we make it real for us, right? Right now, I see the great light of God. The great light of God spread everywhere. Just now, I see the great light of God. The great light of God spread everywhere. Everywhere, such joy, such light. Everywhere, such joy. See, the instruments just started coming. Just like everywhere, such joy, such light. Love him or her. Talk to her every second of your life. In activity, in silence, in deepest prayer. Love her, talk to him every second of your life. In activity, in silence, in deepest prayer. With the unceasing desire of my heart. Mama, with the unceasing desire of my heart. Lord, Lord, with the unceasing desire of my heart. Mom, and I will see the screen of delusion melt away, melt away. Oh, it's melting away. Oh, it melts away. And it's melting away. You see how drunk we can get? We need more drunks. If you want to change the world, get drunk with God. Get drunk in the ecstasy of yoga. Union with the Supreme. Ecstasy. You're going to hear a lot about that word coming up. Ecstasy of yoga. We know, see, you don't just yoga. Let's go do some poses. Right? Whatever yoga means to you is probably a pretty good opinion about it. But what does it mean to the ones who really are the yoga, the union, the oneness? It's ecstasy, it's bliss, it's joy. You see what I'm saying? Go for the supreme bliss, the supreme joy, right? Okay. They fail to perceive my subtle luminescence spread everywhere, sustaining the manifestations of all entities. Worshippers of little gods, lesser aspects of my omnipresent being, go on to them. and then must be reborn on earth. Really? Huh? I talk with Jim and Lisa all the time. We're all getting more and more tired of this earth and the shenanigans going on. Doesn't mean that we're able to escape it. They're able to pull it back and jump into the heart, the true heart center, right? And or to any one of these, because that's why you got to build the vision, because you got to have safe places to go to. You have to have love places and spaces, joy spaces, peace spaces, where you make love to the beloved spaces, right? That's why the world's still pulling us out, even though we don't want to go out there. But we don't want it bad enough to come into these heart spaces because we still are a little glued. We don't have a clue because we're glued to the delusion. How's that? Worshippers of little gods, lesser aspects of my omnipresent being, go on to them and then must be reborn on earth. Devotees who everywhere perceive my cosmic light, commingle with it. I was walking on the path. That's what I was trying. That's what I was doing. I was commingling with the light. I was just practicing, No one was around. They must have thought, oh, here comes a wacko if there was someone watching with his two doodles. What? On this path in the forest? But that was what I was doing. I was at that step. I was here at the spiritual eye, and I wanted to see a televised light. I wanted to feel the light, embrace the light, commingle with the light. That's exactly what I was doing. Oh man, I felt so good. Devotees who everywhere perceive my cosmic light, commingle. Keep that word in your heart today. Commingle with the peace today. Commingle with the light today. Commingle with the joy of your soul. What are you going to commingle with? Your opinions? Your story? What you think you know? That's the biggest delusion we can be in, to think we know anything at all. Don't commingle with that. Commingle with the truth that you are, that you have the best understanding on. How's that? And do not have, they who commingle with the light don't have to experience further dream motion pictures of births and deaths. You don't have to experience what some of your family people are experiencing or anybody's experiencing, right? They want you to experience, misery loves company. I'm not saying your family's miserable. I'm just saying in the family life, you tend to want to please. You want to, and if you step out because people are glued to the delusion, they have no clue and they're glued to the delusion that you don't get anywhere. So either you've got to lift up higher and be with them, or maybe choose another alternative, right? You got to pray harder. You got to go into a retreat and then go see them. But don't see them as family. Blood is a very, very, blood ties are the most, they're like Gordian knot ties. Release everybody, starting with yourself. Okay? Release your opinions about them and see them as pure light. How's that? Pure light, pure health. Like Sean, like we did last week. I haven't stopped seeing him celebrating in the light. So we don't want to have to come back here and experience more of these dream nightmare delusive experiences, do we? Men and women of small understanding, worshiping lesser deities for the boons they are known to grant, receive those favors and after death attain the beautiful astral spheres. Oh yeah, you can have an okay life here. And if that's all that it is for you and you're numb to the higher truths, then they're going to come back and have, you can't guarantee, there's no guarantee of what your life's going to look like next time. It's very impermanent and you have no clue because you're glued to the cosmic hypnosis we are in. So you can attain some beautiful astral spheres if you believe in those lesser deities, but at the expiration of good karma, they have to return again to earth too. By the same amount, here's the point. I mentioned it last week. By the same amount of spiritual labor these short-sighted worshipers could have gained by adoring the Supreme Being and dissolving all the darkness of human karma in the quenchless light of ecstasy. Are you writing that down? In the quenchless light of ecstasy. You can have a day like you're going to have today, or you can start to commingle with this concept, with this truth of the quenchal light of ecstasy, right? Divine light. That's why I wrote a song like this. Loving light, beautiful light, loving light. You're around me, inside of me, lifting me up to be with you. I embrace you and I love you and I melt myself in you. I embrace you and I love you and I melt myself in you. Divine light. Let's all sing this in our hearts today. Loving light, most beautiful light. Oh, divine light, commingle. Beautiful light, divine light, divine light, divine light. We can be focused on that rather than being somewhere stuck in opinions, right? The short-sighted worshipers could have gained by the same effort that they're using to be short-sighted, the same energy that you're being put out today with, that you're going to put out today just to do whatever you're going to do, could be used by adoring the Supreme Being. Most beautiful one whom I adore. The Zafis has pitched a royal tent inside of me. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside of me. Has pitched a royal tent inside of me. So I will lean my heart as close to my soul as I can. So I will lean my heart just as close to my soul as I can. Just as close to my soul. Adore the most supreme, beautiful, highest vision you can hold today. Adore it, worship it. Oh, mega transformation, mega evolvement, a mega having these other things that still bug the bejeebies out of you just disappear, just burn up in that higher frequency. So adoring the Supreme and dissolving all the darkness of human karma in the quenchless light of ecstasy. The eternal blessed spheres from which there is no more return. You know, I sing that birthday song that sometimes I know people are going, geez, if they don't know, most of the time they don't have an understanding of what the hell I'm saying, right? But no more births for you, no more births for you. You're a child of the infinite. No more births for you. Ooh. Happy eternity, the so-and-so and so-and-so. It would be foolish for a person to work as an employee 18 hours a day for his lifetime to earn only $120,000 if in the same number of years, by the same amount of intelligent labor, invested in running a business of his own. The spiritual business of devotion, of passion, of ecstasy, of bliss, of peace, right? Happiness, of joy. Partying with the beloved. Can't wait to see you. Just want to be with you. I know you're throwing a party. I just want to party. That kind of thing, right? That's your business. Intelligent labor, invest in running a business, spiritual business, a joy business, a love business, a compassion, forgiving yourself business, you know, since now we know that we are clueless because we're glued to the delusion, and you don't mess with that at all, and you don't give it 1 second thought anymore. Invested in running a business of our own, you could earn $1 million. Similarly, man is short-sighted to worship lesser astral gods who too must expire at the end of their long lifespan, just to gain favors and temporary stay in a beautiful astral world. You don't want anything temporary anymore. Nothing's temporary. I mean, you don't want temporary at all. You want permanent. You know, what did Krishna say? True pleasure is pleasure that is permanent. Why not determinedly seek? This is why I wanted everybody in the world and anyone that is anywhere open. Of course, no one's going to listen to this stuff. No, I mean, they're going to run the other way. Look at what happened. Look at what's happening in our world. People are getting scared. They want to hang the people that are maybe not saying it the way they want it to hear it, right? Or believe it. Why not determinedly seek the supreme God? I got soul determination, right? I could follow lesser desires. Well, I'm going to follow the one supreme desire. I got soul determination. Why not determinedly seek the supreme God, the Lord of all other gods, and attain for all time endless blessedness and freedom? How short-sighted are we, man, when we let our minds run us? Devotees who commune with the Supreme Spirit in this life dissolve all their rebirth-making karma, commingling with the light. Right now, I see the great light of God. Oh, I seek, O cosmic mother, all I crave forever is the light, the light, the light of thy face. Take these one-liners or make up your own one-liners, but for heaven's sake, for God's sake, for your soul's sake, get out of your mind and get into your heart and sing a love song to the divine. Devotees who commune with the Supreme Spirit in this life dissolve all their rebirth-making karma in the fire of the highest ecstasy. There's that word again. They dissolve it in the highest ecstasy. That's for me. I love getting high. I just love it. And thus reach the eternal abode. Finally, resting in bliss unmanifest. Rest in the unmanifest. Rest in the bliss unmanifest. The eternal abode, never again to return to the troublesome earth. What could be greater than getting in touch with the life of life, the maker of the law of karma, the boss of the universe, the king and I? O thou king of the infinite, I behold thee in samadhi, in joy and in more joy, in the light of mellow joy, in joy and in more joy, in the light of mellow joy. And another that's one of Yogananda's chants. And another one of his words that I put into a song is this: the soul gift a human being may present to the infinite giver, to the infinite giver is love. Love is love. The soul gift is love. The soul gift is love. To bestow that gift on God, or miserly to withhold it. Stop, give it away, give it back. Is man's only sovereign power. To bestow that gift on God, or miserly to withhold it is man's only sovereign power. Is man's only sovereign power. All else already belongs to the maker of heaven and earth. Everything belongs. Give back the library book of the story of your life. What do you mean this is mine, Lord? What do you think this is my idea when we're already cooked in the beginning? When we're already Glued, we're already screwed because we're clueless and we're in the delusion. Don't you see? Right? To the maker of heaven on earth, all else already belongs. To the maker of heaven and earth, to the maker of heaven and earth, to the maker of heaven and earth. The sole gift is love. What could be greater than getting in touch with the life of life, the maker of all that is, of the law of karma, the boss of the universe? What use in bothering with his lesser manifestations? All the planets, anything manifested. What's the use of bothering with it? No bother. Don't let it bother you. It's bothering you, kids. It's bothering you. Don't bother with it. What's the use in bothering with his lesser manifestation? He calls it his humble employees. Those deities are really high, beautiful beings, but they're still got to come back here. So he calls them his humble being, humble employees. You can have the boss. You can be free like the boss. You can have everything the boss has and is. Finally, last words of the morning. Thanks for listening. For whatever this means to you. All right. Krishna's words to Arjuna, words of promise from spirit to you, Narayan, to you, Jennifer Fitting, to you, Mickey, to you, Lisa and Jim. Krishna's words to Arjuna and to all of us of promise from spirit to us are sweetly reassuring to all of us. In quotes, my devotee comes onto me. Go for it. Lift us up. Can you bring us back home today? We just can't wait to see you. We just want to be with you, Lord. We know you're throwing a party and we just want to party with you. Surrender. I'm all yours. Here I am. Here this is. Whatever this is, it's yours. Thank you, Lord, for receiving me. I am you. You are me, and we are one. Namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I know I went a few moments over, but wow, I'm telling you. Let's listen again and again and again to this. There's a lot of songs you can learn a line with. Let's go. Let's go home. I love you all. Namaste.